Yes. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. It's huge. Jose Mourinho returns to Old Trafford this Sunday when Tottenham come to visit. Old Trafford does feel like a place that's in a little bit of chaos at the moment. United fans throwing their toys at their pram because there's been no new signings. Tonight, who knows what's going on with Jadon Sancho? Is he fit? Is he training? There's rumors he's boarding a plane tomorrow. Nobody quite knows. But it's down to business. United need to win. Tottenham need to win. The international break is upon us. And we all hate losing a game just before the international break. Both sides would like a really good performance in the Premier League as well, because they have been a rarity so far this season. And we are joined by a brilliant panel of guests tonight. No debuts, but some different faces to what we normally have on for these previews. So I'm hoping you're going to enjoy it. Do me a favor before we go forward, though. Smash the like button, subscribe to the Football Terrace, go into the description below and download the Flick app and subscribe to the Football Terrace Clips channel. That's growing every single day, which is amazing. Let's get to it and introduce the panel tonight. We'll do a little ball swoosh noise to do it, make it a little bit more dramatic, okay? What about it? Evening, everyone. We all good?
I'm good. I'm good.
I know. I'm actually more worried. I don't know if the Man United panel is going to be more aggressive towards Man United than they are Tottenham with the way things are. It's going to be a bit of fun. Welcome to the Chelsea contingent. We've got Josh, we've got Fuad, and we've got Maya on again. How you doing?
Chelsea contingent.
Oh, look at that. I'm so used to talking about the big clubs. I'm so used to wearing the big clubs. I'd slip with the tongue. Tottenham, they are part of the big crew now. How you all doing? How are you three doing?
All good.
Yeah,
all
good. All good.
Good. Well, you look a bit nervous about Sunday. Why are you looking nervous?
Nah, just content, ready.
Terry?
Yeah.
Has this Football Terrace changed? I thought we were only doing the big six clubs. Like,
I know.
Leicester.
Now that would be funny if it was Arsenal, but it's not because they finished out.
No, wait, Arsenal's better than you. What are you talking about?
Like,
Arsenal's bigger than you. What are you talking about?
did we finish? Where did we finish last year?
6.
Listen, you're not a big club.
So we're still in the top 6.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the small Football Terrace now. Small Terrace FC.
In fairness, with the way both our clubs have started the Premier League season, this is a mid-table in some respects. We're going to preview the game. There's lots to talk about. Harry Kane's form. Will Son be fit? The danger men at Man United. I want to start off, though, and speak about Jose Mourinho returning, because United fans have a pretty much hate relationship with him now. There are not very many that have too many positive words to say about him. It ended very bitterly. There's been a war of words between Solskjaer and Jose over the course of the last week or so, goalposts and all sorts of kind of shots being fired. I'll start with the Man United boys. With everything going on, I'm going to go to Said first on this. Are you concerned about Jose Mourinho turning back up at Old Trafford and really sticking a knife in this Sunday?
Not really, to be honest with you. I'm more concerned about the players that he's got over on his line, to be honest with you, like Harry Kane. And I say that because I feel like Mourinho is the type of manager that always relies on individual ability. You've seen it last season, you know what I mean, with the likes of Harry Kane shining, Son shining. So for me, I'm not worried about Mourinho's tactics. I think Mourinho's tactics, for me, they've not evolved. They've not changed. For me, they're dinosaur tactics. You know what I mean? I remember going to Old Trafford, mate. You know what I mean? 85 minutes on the clock, mate. I'm leaving because I know we're not scoring a goal. You know what I mean? That's how bad it is. You feel me? So, like, I'm not worried about Mourinho. I think his time is up. You know what I mean? He might do well at his disposal because maybe Levy is a manager, is a chairman, to maybe he's got more kind of a football knowledge about what's going on rather than Woodward and what we've got. So, no, I'm not worried about Mourinho, man. For me, I've seen him, mate, play Fellaini up front, mate. You feel me? Like when we've had Martial up top, you know what I mean? I've seen him have, you know what I mean, playing Martial left wing back, you know what I'm saying? That's what he's going to do to Gareth Bale. You might have hyped up Gareth Bale, but listen, this guy's going to be playing left wing back, mate, for you, man. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So, Like I'm done with Mourinho. You feel me? Like he's a dinosaur in football, man. Like I'm not enjoying Mourinho, man. There's been days where I've been going through dark alleys, mate. You know what I mean? Going home stressed out, mate. Because Mourinho football.
This is personal for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's personal. Yo, listen, it's not only me, man. Every single United fan. Listen, I see guys, yeah, start of the season, mate. They've had black hair and they come out with grey hair, mate. You feel me? Like it's all mad, mate. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Honestly, I'm not even kidding you guys. Like you might have got Mourinho now, yeah, and it's all looking rosy and whatnot. But when Harry Kane is playing centre attacking mid, yeah, and it's not going well, you might will realise the football he's okay for the first year because you're almost like trying to find where you are right now. But when you realise, yeah, when the chivalry comes and when you start to play football and where they realise, right, we've settled in now, where's the next step for Tottenham to go? Then it's like, right, what we're going to see here now, where's the football? Why are we playing two DMs when we need to play 4-4-2 against, let's say, the likes of Bournemouth or Burnley at home? You know what I mean? Them kind of things you'll realise it. But for me, I'm not bothered about Mourinho, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm more bothered about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's downfall on Mourinho than Mourinho. You know what I'm trying to say, bro?
I hear that. We'll throw this back to the Tottenham guys. Whichever one of you want to go for this, do it. I mean, you know that there's a little bit of needle because of the Jose returning and everything that's kind of happened with him at the football club. Is that something that Spurs fans are thinking about? Is it? Do you know what? Not only the 3 points, but we can really stick it to Man United on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. I think something that Saeed just said there. When you're talking about Mourinho putting Fellaini up top and all that sort of stuff, the difference, I think, is that we have a better foundation. I honestly think that we have better attacking players than he had at that time. He only had Pogba. Rashford and Martial hadn't really come to the front yet. So I think he's got the players to drag him through, even though I'm not saying that I'm like a Mourinho supporter or I was really happy with him or anything like that. But we all know that he's relied on individual brilliance throughout his career. He has Harry Kane, the best centre forward in the world, and probably a top tier creator as well. Like he's
run that back. The best the
best centre forward in the world.
Yeah.
Arguably.
That's it.
So does Lewandowski only play golf?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Lewandowski can't do what Kane does, as in assist-wise.
Does Lewandowski play golf? That's what I want to know. Does he play golf?
Yo, Josh, did you not see that Rabona assist for Muller the other day, bro? You telling me Lewandowski can't create?
No, I'm not saying he can't create.
One of the best. Say one of the best.
No. He is the best. That's what I think, isn't it? In my opinion, he's the best centre forward in the world.
I like the prop.
It doesn't even matter if you think Lewandowski's better, whatever. We all know that Kane is one of the best centre forwards in the world, and Jose Mourinho has him. He didn't have that at United. He had Pogba, who he shunned. And now he's got the players to drag him through. So even if he has got like dinosaur tactics or whatever, he's got the individual brilliance in this team that he didn't have there.
That's what I said. He's got the marker there already for him. He's got the foundations there. But for me, as a top manager, you've got to do best with what you've got. You can't be playing Martial left wing back. You know what I mean?
His record speaks for itself, though, man. He's the only manager you've had since Fergie left that won you trophies. That's it.
That's a lie. LVG won his trophy, bro. Get your facts.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, FA Cup. Yeah.
Wait, let's be honest. Moyes won the Community Shield, which is more than what Spurs has won. I'm on smoke today. Everyone would have pissed me off. So if I come for anyone, don't take it personally.
Community Shield, Audi Cup.
Maya, I want to ask you, Maya.
Sponsorship deals on that. Yeah, don't say it. Sponsorship deals.
I've got a Maya here. Ollie has a very good record against the top six, and since he's been in charge. Do you have any reservations or concerns, or do you think that things are just not going well enough for him and Man United right now, and it's the best time to come to Old Trafford? What's your opinion?
Yeah, 100%. I feel that undoubtedly United will be a really, really strong force when they get their feet on the ground and running this season. Their front three is incredible and I think very, very scary when they're gelled and together, but they've had a shaky start to the season. And I think that now is probably the best time that Tottenham are ever going to get to challenge United in a game of football. We haven't had the best start to the season either. It's been a bit shaky for us, but I think now is Tottenham's chance to capitalise on a weakened Man United team. Don't get me wrong, I feel like further on in the season, they will progress and they will gel and they'll be very, very scary. But at this current point in time, I feel like we've got everything to play for. As well, we've come off 3 games in 7 days, going into our 4th one. We have no expectations for this game, you know. If anything, it should be United's to take because our squad depth isn't amazing at the minute with players that aren't at full fitness. And I feel like United should be winning this game more than Tottenham should be. So I feel like if any time to play United, it's now.
I hear that. KJ, I want to ask you on that following on. A lot of people think it's a good time to play United right now. But Tottenham, 3 games in a week. The pressure is on Man United to go out there and get all 3 points, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. In terms of when you look at that, they've been travelling a lot as well. So you can't take that out of the picture because travel does have a lot to say. But this is the thing. Everyone's already, you say we've got the pressure to win it, but everyone's already writing us off. Everyone's already said that, we're gonna get rolled over by Spurs because they're in form and stuff. But you guys forget, we went through a period when we was out of form. We played Spurs and Man City straight after each other, and we still won that game. United and Ollie are able to turn it on in the big games, and I believe that they will again today. I feel like Jose Mourinho, he obviously wants the headlines, he wants to cause havoc. That's what he is. He's a terrorist, man. He's a criminal. He's a criminal of football. That's what he does. But I feel like if you analyze his game, it's very easy to find a way to counteract Jose Mourinho and what he does. I feel like our biggest downfall potentially would be ourselves. I think we don't really have to worry per se about what Jose is going to do because we already know what he's going to do. He's been doing it for how many years? It's about us and making sure we're on point. And if we are on point, we win the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Fuad, I want to ask you, mate, how do you think Jose is going to approach this game? Will he come and take it to Man United, or is he going to park the bus, absorb pressure, and try to get us on the counter-attack? What's going to happen?
I'm personally driving the bus, I'll tell you that. Ain't no way we're coming there. There's no way we're coming to Old Trafford to try and play football, especially considering what Maya just said. It's going to be our 4th game in a week. I don't think our players will have the legs to control the game in a sense. And in all honesty, I don't think that's been our style under Jose. But is this kind of a good time to play United? Most definitely. I think we've got to take advantage of that. And I think Jose is kind of built for these games. He loves these headlines games where it's all about him. It's a tactical matchup. And that's kind of what he's good at for me, in all honesty. I think people are saying he's a dinosaur. But I think time and time again, even at Spurs, you look at it, since he's come in, if there was like an imaginary table, we'd be 4th. Like the fact that he's got us dragged back from 14th to 4th, that isn't by fluke or just pure individual brilliance. No, he's had a big factor in that. You look at the game midweek in Chelsea, we were awful that first half. Jose, that was him for me, in my opinion, what we changed, because we came out with the same 11, but a much improved performance. So all this talk of Jose's a dinosaur and all this, not for me. I think sometimes you can question his man management, and especially when it comes to managing certain type of personalities. But I think these kind of games, he's built for them. And I see a tight game, in all honesty. I think United are struggling for form. I think we're a bit tired legs, if you want to say. So I'm not expecting a goals galore or either team to be playing attacking football. In all honesty, I'm expecting a drab draw.
Yeah, that could. I mean, can you imagine all this build up and then it's just absolutely boring. You've already mentioned Harry Kane. We know how good Harry Kane is.
Can I speak? Yeah, cool. You went to everyone else before. Listen.
Oi.
It's on smoke, blood. It's on smoke.
I need to.
You watch football? That's a cricket shirt, isn't it?
Listen, I was just gonna say, I'm right now. Me and Man United are not on good terms in it, so I have to draw for the West Indies. He let me down all the time. At least I got a relationship with them. I know what to expect.
All right,
sounds like glory hunting.
No, but West Indies don't. There's no glory with West Indies. There's no glory. No. If you know cricket, there's no glory with West Indies. Listen, we're only doing this preview. Only has relevance because of Jose. It's not because of Spurs. Spurs that are to Man United are little man. They're little man out there.
That's why we finished above you countless times in the past 10 years. Like,
well done for that trophy. Yeah, well done. Put that in your trophy cabinet. It's a bit dusty still. But listen, shout out to Bios TV or Stabalos TV in the chat. She's shook. She did not come here today. She's shook. But we will see you after Sunday. Manchester United are beating Spurs. We don't lose to Spurs. I don't know where.
But you did when Mora came
I
to
don't
Old
know
Trafford.
where.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know
Wait,
where.
weren't that 2 seasons ago?
I don't know where.
But you still lost.
I don't
It
know where
takes
this
you. It
belief
takes you a
from.
penalty to beat us every single time for the past 3 times. Like,
I don't know what this belief. Well, tell Aurier to stop fouling our players. I don't know what you want me to do. If Rashford is dumping a man, you don't want it. Well, it's not a penalty because you don't want
It's
to give away.
Sissoko and Dyer.
Why is Dyer pulling down Paul Pogba? That's not my problem.
Yeah.
That looks like a you problem. That's not my problem.
Uh,
Tottenham are talking about this is a good time to play Man United. No, it's never a good time for you not to play Man United. That's not how it works. As KJ already said, we were on a battle on the form. We had Man City and Spurs back to back, and everyone thought we were going to lose. And Solskjaer put his hand on Jose's head and said, "Settle down, little man. This is my place." Jose could not win in his last few days at Old Trafford when he was a Man United manager, and he thinks he's going to come back to Old Trafford and win as a Spurs manager. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Man United are winning this game. Bailly starts, I'm talking comfortable. 3-1. 3-1 if Bailly starts.
I love this arrogance. I love it.
This is.
love
I mean,
it.
you can tell. Like Nick's never this militant ever.
I'm
United arrogance.
Hey, shout out Leeds, man.
You know what it is? It's fear, isn't it? It's fear. It's fear.
Yeah.
He's so scared. He's so scared that Jose is going to succeed with Spurs where he failed.
No.
United.
You know what?
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Let me put some respect on Jose. I think he's going to succeed with Spurs, and I'll tell you why. Look where he obviously he's won with Chelsea when he first came into the Premier League. Cool, big up. Went to Real Madrid, won there as well. But his main success has come at sides who are usually the underdog. Porto wins the Champions League. Inter wins the Champions League. When he was at Real Madrid, peak Ronaldo, he couldn't get to the final. When he was at Chelsea, that dominant Chelsea side in the Premier League, couldn't get to the final. Rafa Benitez had him in his pocket. The fat Spanish waiter, they called him, not me. That's them. That's what the street said. But when the pressure's against it, when he's the underdog, should say, when there's no pressure, he can succeed. So I think he's going to be successful at Spurs. He just ain't going to be successful on Sunday. That's a different kettle of fish.
I hear that. I'm going to go say in this question here. We've already mentioned Harry Kane. We know he's dangerous. Who else in the Tottenham team do United need to stop from performing? Whether it be Ndombele, I'm not sure if Son's going to be fit or not. Who else is imperative that we stop having a good game, and who stops that player?
I'm going to go for the middle of the park, me. I'm going to go for Højbjerg, because I feel like, for me, if Paul Pogba is playing as a holding midfielder or is playing in a 4-3-2-1, I think it's going to be catastrophe, mate, because I feel like Winks and what's it called, Højbjerg, what they're going to do is, and I know Mourinho's already done this because he said it in the what's it called, in that documentary, All or Nothing. He said it when Pogba pays that pass, I want it to go straight on him. And they're going to learn from this. I know Mourinho, man. You know what I mean? He's that kind of manager, innit? You know what I mean? To learn from his mistakes. So for me, it's going to be Højbjerg and the midfield for me there because they're going to press Paul Pogba. And they did it against Southampton when they came over to us and they pressed Paul Pogba and they led to the goal. So for me, if Højbjerg can be the one for me, you can press Paul Pogba in that position, in that kind of zone, him or Fred, whoever it is, in that zone, and then Tottenham pick up the ball from there. That's where maybe you can see the likes of Harry Kane get position. For me, I'm looking at Lucas Moura. I think, yeah, he's got pace and that, but for me, he's a pace merchant. I don't really look at Moura for any reason. Bergwijn, I think he's decent on the ball, but I'm not really looking at. I'm just looking at the midfield of the park, me, because if they can suppress Paul Pogba, people are talking about is Paul Pogba press resistance. I don't care about Pogba being press resistance. I want him to be on the edge of the box here, delivering balls to Martial. I don't want him picking up the ball, doing a half turn against the defenders, 3 defenders. I know he's a risk taker, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to realize that's not his perfect position. So I'm going to say for me, Højbjerg is going to be the key one for me because I know what he is. He did it at Southampton. That's why Tottenham bought him for. Mourinho's that kind of player, that manager, where he wants players to nullify the other team and nullify the opposition. And that's why for me, Højbjerg is going to be the key one for me.
Maya, who is it for you in the Spurs team? Harry Kane, Son. We know these guys are strong. Who else do you think Man United need to make sure they don't sleep on? And if he has a good game, could lead to you walking away with 3 points.
I personally think Lo Celso. I feel like in that position where he shines, he is absolutely unreal. I don't feel like he's been given enough credit, and that's maybe because we haven't seen his full potential yet. But I feel like if he can really stretch his legs and give it a go on Sunday, he's gonna cause some trouble. I feel like he's so creative. He's got an incredible footballing brain, and his link-up play with Harry Kane, I think, is something that United will need to watch out for.
And that's fair dues. Man United. Let's talk Man United players here for a moment. I want to go to the rivals first of all. You think you're going to sit back and try and absorb? Who are you worried about? And I want to go to Fuad on this because we were watching Big Up Goal Diggers and their podcast. I was watching bits and pieces in between changing nappies. I swear I heard you say something along the lines that Ndombele is better than Paul Pogba.
Well done.
I knew
Well
the second I said that, I knew it'd be taken out of context. I said potentially Ndombele could be better than Pogba. What Pogba has been for Man United these past 5 years. Now, if you're telling me as a Man United fan, you can tell me when he came in as a 100 mil signing.
It's not even 100 mil. Get it right.
Whatever the number, 100 million euros, whatever currency you want to use. He was meant to be the best centre midfielder that comes and takes your club to that next level, restores that United feeling. And he hasn't, I'm sorry. Maybe in 1 to 2 seasons out of 5 so far, or 4, he has really lived up to that expectations. And that was, I would say, arguably his best season was under Jose, if I'm not mistaken. So then again, it's like, when do we get to see the best version of Pogba for me? That was my question. I was asking, how many midfielders do we need to unlock him? How many managers are we going to blame it's their fault? How many systems are we going to say it's the system's fault? When are we actually going to turn the attention to Pogba and say, right, it's been 5 years. When can we expect consistency at a world-class level regularly? And I didn't hear any answer from any United fans. Similarly to Ndombele, Ndombele has the ability for me that is so clear like Pogba. It's undeniable, but for me, it's a case of consistency and ability. He's what, 22, 23? I'm sorry, Ndombele looks like he could be one of the best midfielders in the Premier League for the next couple of years to come. If people are telling me that I'm crazy to think that Ndombele could potentially be as good as Pogba, if not better, boy, that tells me something about your football judgment.
Can he even complete 90 minutes?
He just did 90 minutes on Tuesday and 90 minutes on Thursday.
Carabao Cup. Sorry, Carabao.
Carabao and Europa.
Do you know what? I'm so happy that they don't know about Ndombele.
We don't know about Ndombele. We know about Ndombele, but the thing is,
because you tried to find him and he didn't want to come.
Ndombele came last year, and all I've heard from Spurs fans, why is Poch not playing Ndombele? Oh, Mourinho's ruining Ndombele.
Poch did play Ndombele.
I don't know what
all the excuses for Ndombele in the last year. That's all
Poch played Ndombele. Like basically all of his starts. He was involved in all of his games.
Listen,
and then whenever he wasn't injured.
And then he got injured.
You said that no United fan had an answer for why Paul Pogba, we're not seeing the best at Paul Pogba. I'll tell you this, for one, his best season wasn't actually under Jose. It was under Oli when he first came in on the injury. His second best season was under Jose in his first season. The reason why we saw that Paul Pogba under Oli because he was actually playing in his best position, which is that number 8 position on the left-hand side. Since them days, we have not seen that. Since before that, we have not seen it because we've seen him playing in a DM role, more defensive. When you play a 4-3-3 with Paul Pogba as the left-sided midfielder with the freedom to go forward, create, go and run into the box lane.
There you go.
Why is Oli not doing it then?
Why is Oli not doing it?
Let him finish.
Yeah, go on, let him finish.
That is when we see the best version of Paul Pogba in a Man United shirt. So he has been doing it. Why is Oli not doing it? Bob, ask him, fam, because I am Oli, fam. I've been saying play that.
I'm glad you said that.
In terms of consistency, I agree with you. Yes, Paul Pogba needs to be consistent, but you also got a question. All the Man United players haven't been consistent. The whole team hasn't been consistent. So fine. I'm sick of people always pinning this whole thing on Paul Pogba because because he bought him for a certain amount of money. He's expected to carry the whole team. He's expected to assist himself, score himself, tackle himself. Heck, I'm surprised people don't say he should be a goalkeeper. Wow. That's how much people put on Paul Pogba, and it's annoying, man. Listen,
God forbid you ask your best player to be the best player.
Listen. If Man City bought Rodri for how much? 65 million or something like that, yeah? Do you see people say, Wait, listen. Do we see people say, "Oh, Rodri, why isn't he scoring more goals? Why is he doing this?"
Yeah, exactly.
No, because people
Don't
allow
compare
him
Rodri
to
to
be the
Pogba.
player
Come
that
on.
he is.
Rodri's a
People
DM,
allow
though.
him
That's
to be
a
the player
cop-out.
that he is, bro.
That's a
People
cop-out.
don't allow
I'm not
Paul
having
Pogba
that.
No,
to
no,
be the
no,
player
no.
that he
way.
is.
Sorry,
No, they
Ellie.
don't. They
Sorry.
expect him to
No,
be
you
everything
can't
for a
do-
team, and no player in world football has the same expectations as Paul Pogba.
Here's all I'm
Do
gonna say to you.
you not
Yeah,
think-
he is. Go, Maya. Go, Maya.
Go,
Sorry.
go,
do you
Maya,
not
go, Maya.
think if you're being categorized, or you want to be categorized, or you should be categorized as one of the best central midfielders in the world, you do need to have those qualities. And if you don't, then you need to be incredible at the one thing you are good at and be consistent, which he has not been. So to be still considered by all these United fans as arguably one of the best centre mids in the world, he does need to do all those other small things that he doesn't possess in a lot of his game, and he doesn't do it consistently. Don't get me wrong, on his day, and if he has a run of games, a spell of games where he is doing either one thing incredibly or all those things, Paul Pogba is untouchable. But I haven't seen him do it in a very long time.
If you want to compare man to Kevin De Bruyne, I don't have a problem. But when you start mentioning Ndombele, then
Man.
He just said he has the potential.
I just clearly said potential, yeah. And then the other thing as well, how dare you put Pogba's name next to KDB? I'm sorry, but last season KDB
They're two different players, bro.
No. Listen to what I said.
Hear me out.
Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. I said if you want to bring up KDB's name, because Maya's saying we're talking about Pogba. No, Maya's saying we're talking about Pogba as one of the best midfielders in the world. For me, Kevin De Bruyne is the best midfielder in the world. So if you want to say, oh well, he's not as good as KDB, then I'm here for that argument. I don't have a problem. But don't try bring Ndombele because he played for your team and compare to Pogba. There's
two different conversations. I said Pogba, it's regarding to what he's actually doing right now. For me, right now, I don't think any United fan can tell me at any point. He is arguably the best player in your team, and you lot are not demanding the most out of him. That's my thing.
No.
We're sat there and gave me excuses. There was nothing in that. No, hear me out. Because there was nothing in that where Pogba took accountability. And then you said, Ollie's been playing him out of position. I'm sorry, but you're still playing in central midfield. You're not.
I don't agree with these boys on the out of role thing for a second. What I would say is this about Paul Pogba. He only played for Man United last season after lockdown. He had a couple of games. So most of last season, I'm not looking at him statistically. Yeah. People, since he came back into the team, we did lose a couple of games. We're not going to deny it. We lost to Sevilla in the semi-final where Pogba played very, very well. And if our strikers could have finished their dinner that day, we were going to be in the final. The only bad, real dog game the whole team had collectively was in the semi-final to Chelsea, where we were completely battered and outplayed. But Pogba's been part of a team where he's commanded the midfield, where we are now on our best away form since the treble-winning team in 1999. Now, I'm not talking about individual statistics, because when you know this, if you're talking about Ndombele, Rodri, these players don't have standout statistics in terms of assists and chances created. It's about how much your team wins. Our win percentage since Pogba has returned is in over the 80% marks, as an example. So we are winning the vast majority of our games. Our wins away from home and our not losing away from home has improved dramatically. Now, we haven't started the season well. Everybody knows that. This man's had like 5 training sessions in relation to that. Now, people do put too much expectations on him. And where they do it is this. When he's playing in a double pivot, they compare him to KDB. They go, KDB scoring and creating. If you're going to compare someone to KDB on statistics, please use Bruno Fernandes, who has more goals and assists since he's been in the Premier League than KDB has. No one likes to do that with statistics. Oh, God, statistics will no, it's about the eye test now. When it's Bruno, KDB, it's the eye test. Then when it comes to Pogba, they love using stats if a certain player has better statistics. But go and look at the interceptions and the tackle rates and the pass completion for a holding midfield player. It's on par with all the other stars. Plus Man United, when he returned, swung at a 14-point swing to go from nowhere to third. You know, we had the best second half of the season than any other team in the Premier League. You use the kind of analogy around when Jose came in, you're fourth. We finished top from when Paul Pogba returned. That shows me consistency. I think what Pogba suffers with is that people expect him to hold a midfield like Michael Carrick does, to pass the ball like Paul Scholes does, and to score and create like KDB or Bruno does. And there's no other player. No one turns around and goes, You know what? How many interceptions today did KDB make, bruv? Same as no one turns around about Ndombele and says, how many chances did Ndombele create today? What? No one ever does that about Kante. They only do it to Paul Pogba. No one looks at like what's your man, Harry Kane, who I love, by the way. How many crosses did he get into the box today? How many dribbles did Harry Kane complete today? You look at what he is and you assess him based on that. Paul Pogba doesn't get that ever.
And
you know what? My thing is,
I'll be done after this. I'll just say, in terms of feel like you're saying, Man United fans, we don't challenge Paul Pogba. Yo, he gets most of his hate from Man United fans. That's straight. He gets most of his hate from Man United fans.
Look, this is my problem.
In my argument, I may not have mentioned his things that I criticize him for, but I criticize Paul Pogba. He needs to be a more press-resistant. He needs to be more alert and aware when there are players around him. He needs to be consistent with his short passing. But these are things that, as a Man United fan, I see all my players do.
Yep.
And so I'm not going to just pin it on Paul Pogba saying you've got all these issues and you're the issue in the team. I'm looking at as a whole team as a whole. I'm like, yo, we need as a team, we need to get better. Passing out the backs is not our strong suit. Getting pressed. We're not very press resistant, and that's a whole team thing, not on just Paul Pogba.
I just want to say here, I love social media for this reason, right? These are two comments, one literally after the other within seconds. First one says spot on Terry, which is always nice to get a compliment, followed by the second one of Terry's crying. I love
Look, listen, this is my problem with that, like Paul Pogba thing. Him, obviously, I don't think anyone from the Spurs side here is saying that he's not world class on his day. Like, he has spouts and like maybe 5-10 run games where he looks unplayable. But what we're saying is that someone like KDB does it all season. Like, I know that he was injured, but then you look at him at the start of this season, and in Brighton game, he looked lost. He looked awful in that Brighton game. He couldn't even string a pass. How can he be a world-class midfielder?
I can say to you, I love Harry Kane. I think he's one of the best number 9s in the world. There was a time where I said he was the best, but I've seen him have bad games where he didn't do anything. So,
KDB against Leicester was ass, fam.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone has bad games, but overall, I'm saying he's gone full seasons where he hasn't looked back.
This is just a fallacy.
Can I say something on Pogba? And I said on a previous stream, I think it was in here, that I and Man United fans, we were overly gassed in the summer when we got Jose Mourinho, Paul Pogba, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Mkhitaryan. We were talking like, listen, we're going to win the league. What are you talking about? Paul Pogba, the prodigal son, he's back. Jose Mourinho, the chosen one, not chosen one. He's the special one, the special ones. But the special one at the time. Special ones. He was one special. But listen, we got overly gassed. Our expectations for Paul Pogba and that team were sky high. In reality, it was futile of us. We were overly gassed, and if anything, it's come back to reality to realize, you know what, we need more than just big name signings to actually win the league, or just a big name manager. There's a lot of different areas, a lot of different problems that haven't been solved in that time. Because we can talk about Paul Pogba and whether he's met our expectations. We have to ask, was our expectations realistic? The players that we also brought with him to win us that title, the likes of Zlatan, he's gone. Mkhitaryan, he flopped. Lukaku came and went. There's a list of players who came or was around the time who have now gone and flopped. They are as much as fault, and the manager, for us not winning the titles as much as Paul Pogba. It's not Paul Pogba's fault why we didn't win the Premier League. He was putting balls on the plate for the likes of Zlatan. You have to ask how many big chances did Zlatan miss that season?
So many.
You have to ask, did we have the midfielders, the defense that we needed to win the title? But I agree, our expectation at the time was to now go and dominate England, and we didn't. But to pin that on Paul Pogba and use that as the reason why he has underachieved, I think is unfair. And we were unfair to put that on him. I can admit that.
My question to you, is if Pogba left this summer, if Pogba left Man United this summer, out of 10, the 4 United fans there, what would you rate his tenure at United?
7.
Yeah, 7. Remember, it's a fallacy. It's a fallacy.
You know what 7 says to me? mediocre.
But we've been below mediocre in that time.
Sometimes I think we assess football players like we're looking at boxers or MMA fighters. It's a team sport. Ask Liverpool fans what they thought of Jordan Henderson 4 years ago, and ask them what they think of him now that they got a system to click. They hated him. They wanted him out. Now they call him the best player in the league. So, or one of the best. So if we could get something to click as a team, you'd see. Look how good we looked when Pogba came back from injury. Like, this is how good we were for that's only a 4-game period, but it gives you a sight into what we can do. We broke a Premier League record for 4 games, won consecutively by 3 or more goals. Now, I thought that was when I heard that, I was like, only 4. But it's mad that no team's done it, and it shows the consistency of us. I want to move this on a little bit. I want to talk about a specific Tottenham player in the same way, and then we're going to do a bit of a combined 11 all in one show. Maya, Harry Kane, 12 goal contributions in 7 games this season. For me, he is one of the most disrespected football players to ever grace the field in the Premier League. Probably the most disrespected.
Second to Paul Pogba. Those two.
Harry Kane gets it worse.
Harry Kane gets it worse than any other football player. And half the time, people are quite brazen. They go, "Why don't you like him?" Because it's English. Like, literally.
Jokes. Say that again.
Never football related. It's
true.
Never football related.
English. He's got blonde hair. The little trolls.
Pogba gets it in the media. Harry Kane gets on social media.
Yeah, true. That's fair. I would say that's absolutely fair. But on Harry Kane, how good is he? And there's a lot of rumors that one more hamstring injury and it's past it. Is he? I just want to hear from you. How good is he, and how dangerous do you think he'll be on Sunday?
He looks good. He looks in good form, in good shape. I think he'll be really key on Sunday. I think he'll be well up for adding to his goal assist tally, whatever it may be. I feel like sometimes if we're comparing to Paul Pogba like we just were, if you have an out of form, I'd said this on the Goal Diggers podcast, if you have an out of form Harry Kane, you are still going to play him, because no doubt he's going to pop up here or there and score you a goal. And that's all you need from him. And I think that if you're playing out of form Harry Kane and relying on him, Jesus Christ, in form Harry Kane, I don't understand myself also why he gets the slander he does. But in form Harry Kane, like he is right now, if I'm a United defender, I'm scared on Sunday. I am.
I'm always about, but don't worry, man. Harry Beckenbauer on side, man. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, no, Harry Kane's amazing. KJ, does Harry Kane still put fear into you?
Honestly, Harry Kane's an amazing footballer, but whenever he plays against United, he doesn't play the best. I think it took him a few good years before he actually scored against us. And
touch your word, did it?
Yeah, I feel that if our defense plays well, Maguire and Bailly can easily handle Harry Kane for one game. You know what I'm saying? I rate Harry Kane highly. I do. I really do. This is not me trying to say that he's a bad player, but when it comes to facing him, I'm really not that scared. I'm more scared of Son. I am more scared of Son, because Son's got pace. He's got tech. He's got his both feet. And more time under Mourinho, Harry Kane's playing number 10 anyway. So, I was saying, like,
that's what I was going to say.
Scared of Son.
It's not just the centre backs that need to watch for Harry Kane, because he's going to drop. He's going to drop deep and try and pick out the ball and give it to I guess you're going to play maybe Moura and Bergwijn out wide, possibly. And that's
I think Son might be fit. I've got a feeling he'll play.
Hopefully not, but if he does it, hopefully he's half. That'll be a problem. But that's why I think Bailly starting is so important, because if he doesn't, I feel like he's going to say Harry Kane sit on Lindelof, and Lindelof will get bullied all day long. Long balls down the left-hand channel, and he's going to be begging for Aaron Wan-Bissaka to cover him around the back. So Bailly has to start for me, and Matic, if he starts, I guess would have to watch for when Kane drops deep and picks out the ball. I think that's it's not just a simple case of Maguire up against Harry Kane.
Yeah, I hear that. We're a little bit later. We're gonna do score predictions and how we beat each other. I want to do a little bit of fun and do a bit of a combined 11 if we can indeed get through that. What formation are we going to pick? Because you guys have been playing kind of a 3-5-2 recently, I believe. What formation would you want to pick as Spurs?
4-2-3-1.
Everyone 4-2-3-1. That makes sense. Cool. Right. So Goalkeeper. We're all gonna pick De Gea, aren't we?
Henderson. I'm saying Henderson, bro.
Well, it's one of them.
Hold on.
Romero,
Are we basing this team on like right now, current, or
Yeah, because De Gea has been.
Then
I'm not saying
sorry.
right now, but after lockdown, he was a bit poor.
Lloris has been making those mistakes since day dot, bro.
Hey,
Lloris has been
from injury has been
Hennessy Hugo, bro. We can't be having this, bro.
Hey, do you know what?
I'm not having drunk De Gea. I'll tell you that. No way.
No, you can have. You don't have to have him.
Go and look at
Henderson.
Lloris has like made the most saves in the Premier League last season, I think, or like he's up there. He's definitely
So
above.
that means we're not putting no Spurs defenders there because clearly you can't stop. The shot.
I don't think it's. I can't remember what the stat is, but he performed well.
Right, United guys.
I'm going to
You know what? Yeah. I think, you know what, yeah, I'll be real, man. I think it's got to give it to Lloris because I feel like, I think Lloris, what the thing about Lloris, man. You know what I mean? You know what it is with Lloris here? It gives you an 8 out of 10 performance no matter what, man. I just feel like David again, mate. You know what I mean? For me, it's got a mistake in him every time for me. And I'm looking towards my man, Elite KG Henderson. Then if you're putting Henderson against Lloris, then we got to give it to Lloris. You get me?
I don't get a vote. It's 6 versus 6. So Lloris is in left back. Who we going with?
Left back.
Only one option. What?
Wait, you're
Reg, we on.
You mean who? They don't call him after the equator. They don't call him after the equator. They call him Dave.
You know what? I knew you'd pick that. I knew you'd pick that. And guess what? Come. Most players, when they make a mistake like that on their debut, what happens? They crumble. They crumble. But what did he do? He actually rose to the occasion. Actually came back to slap Azpilicueta the next time he faced him 1v1. Then did you see the assist? The right foot touch, the left foot touch, and the right foot cross. I don't know if your left back can do that. I think that's the one thing.
Again, are we going off ability here?
Exactly.
If we're going off ability, we pick Regs. If we're going off like just Prem, we go Luke Shaw. Like, what are we picking?
That's
regardless. Either one.
It's ability.
All right, Regs. You can have Regs.
Reg on left back, right back.
Right ability. Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. Cool.
I'll give him one.
So one sec, you lot were just slating him like the last. You lot
No.
They do this to all their players.
Criticize a player's performance.
That's what I mean.
Let's do centre backs then. So Harry Maguire is going to be one of them, isn't he?
I mean, back about. Come on.
It's Harry. Oh, and
Eric Bailly, bro.
Toby.
Spends most of his time on the.
There's two options next to Harry Maguire. It's either Bailly or Alderweireld. It's not Sanchez and it's not Dyer.
You need some pace at the back, though, man.
Exactly.
He'll probably get injured.
90 minutes.
We're so with Toby, bro.
Maya, what are you saying? What are you saying? Who would you pick to go next to Harry Maguire? Would you pick Bailly or would you pick Toby?
Me.
Yeah.
Toby. I think that you're right. I feel like 35th minute, Bailly's going off with a hammy or something.
Yeah.
I think Toby. Sometimes when Harry Maguire carries the ball forwards, might get caught out of position a little bit. Toby's solid. Toby's strong. He's got experience. I feel like it would be the best out of the two. Even though Maguire and Bailly play together, I feel like Toby would be the most solid, sensible option.
I think we're picking the best out of a bad bunch here, by the way.
If you man want Tobes, I'll happily give you Toby.
I would do that.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Who's in the double pivot? Pogba's got to be one of them, right?
The French boys.
Pogba in the belly.
Yeah.
Ndombele is not in this team. Ndombele is not in this team. France had a squad today. And he got left out. We're not picking.
He had COVID-19.
Thank you.
We're not picking Ndombele. I don't care whether we have COVID-8.
Who you want to put? McTominay or Matip?
Sneaks. No, it's Lo Celso.
Put Fred in there, man.
Wait, you can't put Lo Celso in the double.
What are you talking about? Lo Celso's playing number 10.
I
Lo Celso is overrated, man. I mean, what's the hype about Lo Celso?
I'm joking.
Here's the thing about Lo Celso,
55 million. 55 million.
No. Get your price right. Similar to United, it's 28 million actually because we bought him in January early. It would have been 55
but it was
million.
rising. I'm sure it was rising to 55 million.
It was a loan, innit? It was a loan.
It was a loan, and if we bought it in the summer, it was 55. In January, it would have been a cheaper option at 28. I think it was.
Yo, what is it?
My thing is
nothing.
I knew you was going to be one of those stat
Yeah,
merchants.
but come on, but you said no. You said
if you watch him yet, no, I never said that.
I said this.
He's a number 8.
I'll be honest.
Yes or no?
No, he's a number 8 in my opinion.
I think
he's got that. That's why he's not in the team, bro. For me, he's a creative player, and he's more of a dribbler than he is.
Is he a star?
He's loading. Watch this year. I'm telling you.
Loading, man. He's been here
1 year. Wait, he's been here 1 year, and he's only been playing. Only since January has he been starting.
Under Mourinho, he's not playing in number 8. He might as well play as a attacking midfielder, and that's
what he's been playing. That's what he's been playing.
He's not
going to get the assistant. He's not going to get
not in the team.
So next to Pogba, we're going to pick Ndombele.
It's Matic.
Yeah, I'm going for Fred and Pogba. Me.
United fans, do you feel like Matic is more effective coming off the bench? No.
Matic?
No.
I see what you're saying.
I always find that when he comes on at 60 minutes and
he controls the game.
I tell you why you say that. What it is that we're so crap before he plays. When he comes on, that's what it is. Because the replacement for him, which is usually McTominay in those cases, he's looked bad. That's the only thing. But listen, I'm going. Listen,
we're
all picking Ndombele.
Donny van de Beek. Yes, no.
Yeah.
Van de Beek walks into the first team.
He's done a flick and a goal.
He walks into the
disrespected,
bro. Wait, he's up his Spurs. Van de Beek duppied Spurs. I'm sure it was at your ground as well. He walks into your team.
What? Did he not get dumped at the semi-finals? He got
exactly.
Listen, that Ajax squad was like 12 years old. Ajax was like 12 years old when you played that game against them. Do you know what I mean? It was scraped it, bruv.
How is
Juventus?
We put Ndombele next to Pogba. Who's going to be in the number 10?
Bruno, man. It's got to be Bruno.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've got a penalty taker. We've got Harry Kane.
No
wonder you don't play with
him. That's all he's good.
Listen, the only option other than Bruno.
No, but who's taking the pens? Who's taking the pens then?
Who cares about the pens, fam?
Bruno's taking the
pens.
What, over Kane?
Yes, fam. He has a 98% accuracy on pens for 2 years.
Come on.
You know what? Before we continue, I just want to say this energy from Spurs. You lot must have chatted expressions before you came on here because I don't know where it's coming from. You lot ain't won nothing in ever. Have you lot even seen? How old are you lot? About 12?
Wait, are you giving this speech? Are you giving this speech right now? Are you giving this speech right now to let Bruno Fernandes take it?
Where is it coming from? Come on.
It's not needed. It's not needed.
When you've got a player, the whole of football is renamed Fernandes. He has to take the penalty.
He has to take pens. No one calls him Harry Kane, innit?
So number 10, who's playing?
Got more to his game. That's why.
Who's playing as the right-sided wing attacker?
Got to be
ability.
Has to be Bale.
We're going on ability. You got to have Bale.
Bale, innit? Yeah.
Bale, man. I don't know. It's a bit dodgy for me, that man. Just straight away, Bale.
Right. We're talking about ability, fam. I know he hasn't played football in 2 years. He's more of a golfer now. He's more of a golfer now. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's the.
Man's a mascot in a minute, man. It's more of a mascot than a player, man.
Let's put Vinicius.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Man's more of a mascot, that, you know what I'm saying? Man's doing media team and that, you know what I'm saying?
So who would you pick? Said, who would you pick instead of Gareth Bale on the right-hand side?
Anyone.
You know what, man? I just don't like the idea of someone coming in like that. But you know what? On paper, it looks all right. But I think Greenwood, man, the goals he gets, man, the ability for 18 years old, bro, man. This guy come from the academy, yeah?
I love
18
Greenwood.
Years old. The goals he's been getting, the assists he's been getting. For me, you got to put Greenwood in there, man. Bale's had his time. For me, he's done out here, man. I don't think he's at the same levels, man.
It's time to go.
You know what? Yeah? I would have loved to hear United fans, had they been the ones to sign Bale.
Yeah, you would have put Bale in. You would have put Bale in.
And I know some of you would be like, nah, we're good. But I know some of you would be saying, oh, We got
This is great.
Oh, the Welsh wizard.
Greenwood's going to
Guys,
flit in and out.
we're gonna put this to the audience, and we'll see by the chats who are you picking for the right.
Gunwood, man. Look at that, man. Man like Mustafa, man. Gunwood, man. Come on.
Gareth
Gunwood.
out or Mason.
Well, actually, the best Welsh out of the two teams, the best Welsh player, Dan James.
This is criminal.
So, who's starting as striker?
Tony Marshall, he came from the English stuff that he had.
We're debating though. Still, we're debating it.
Is there any rationale, Maya, to have Martial in there? Any debate? Any reason why you pick Martial?
Absolutely no
chance. Doing crack.
You know what it is? Martial's rise up, man. You got to give it to him though. Martial's rise up, man.
Good player. Not better.
I'd have Greenwood over Martial, to be honest.
Get out of there, Josh King.
I can hear it. I can hear it.
Go back to Josh King.
I'd have Greenwood over Martial. Like, if I was,
I'm saying Son up front, drop Harry Kane.
And you got to take Bruno Fernandes out because he's going in the number 10.
Harry Kane on the left-hand side. There's only one choice, and that's got to be Rashford. Hang on, Rashford last year as a 22-year-old scored more goals in one season than Son, who's supposedly world-class, ever scored in any season in his whole career.
Terry, it's too late. We've given Spurs too much already. You might as well give them the whole 11.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's an absolute goal. Side goal.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wait. This is an absolute disaster. We have got Lloris, Reguilon, who's playing 1 minute of football in England. Bloody one Tobio Alderweireld.
Who sure looks like a Teletubby. You want to
Alderweireld. We've got Ndombele, who, as I said, can't even last 90 minutes in a football.
I didn't agree with Ndombele, but go on.
It's a joke. Listen, Spurs better win.
Listen. United fan living in the Stone Age.
Get the green screen, get your nice house out, and relax, bro.
Wait, we have got a PE teacher, and we finished third last season, above three places above you. How do we do? We got a PE teacher who freestyles.
Fernandes.
Right, so if we're putting Son in, then it equates to 7 versus
give it to them.
That's cool. No, I'm asking a question here. So if it's 7 versus 4 in the team, and you've got a superior manager, there is no excuse for not beating us then on Sunday, is there?
Whoa. Wait, context has been removed.
Before we do that,
no, you've got the better players and better manager. You got to win.
Is this FIFA now?
Two things I'll say.
We do this. I'm saying this.
This is the best time to play Man United.
Yeah. There's two players in that. There's 2 players in that team that aren't going to play or may not play, innit? You got Son and Bale that may not play, innit?
Well, listen, allow Bale. I'm saying this. Allow Bale. Son on the right because Son's a bad boy, and then Rashford on the left or Martial on the left.
I can tolerate Martial. I won't have Rashford. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll be real.
He's banging a brace in there. You said that brace incoming.
The last time we played United, I was absolutely killing Rashford, and he buried us as well.
Yeah. Ronaldinho, he was doing flip flops and everything. I was like,
oh my god!
I hear that. Listen, it's all fun and games. Everyone has their own views on the combined 11. We're going to start off with KJ. Give us your score predictions. Who's going to win Sunday, mate?
I'm going to go with 2-0, just for the fact that if Eric Bailly starts, I feel like we can keep that defense solid. Any counter-attacks, he'll be there to cover it and get the ball out. And I'm actually, for the midfield, I'm making some bold moves. I was manager. I would actually drop Bruno Fernandes. I would play Donny van der Beek and Fred in the midfield and Paul Pogba in number 10, because I would want to keep the ball and keep the ball well. I think that's the best way to play against Jose Mourinho, is keeping the ball, keep it recycling, keep the pressure on. And I feel as much as I love Bruno, sometimes it can be a bit wasteful. And Donny van der Beek, I know he can keep the ball. He's got the Ajax blood in his veins. And I feel like in that system, we were able to keep the ball a lot better. We've got a lot of recovery pace as well. And I think we were able to keep the pressure on a lot easier and a lot better. And then bring Bruno on in with like 30 minutes to go, 25 minutes to go. extra like shots from range. So more of those intricate passes when you guys are tired. I can see that
And
working.
maybe a penalty.
And maybe a pen. So I'm saying 2-0, and that's what I'll do.
Josh, you next, mate. What's happening Sunday?
3-1 Spurs.
Jeez.
Wow.
And then when I said you should win, you were like, no, but you win. How are you going to beat 3-1? What are you going to do to get a 3-1 victory, bro?
Well, number one, I think Son's playing. I just think that Jose, because he's being funny with it, isn't he? He's saying like, "Oh, I'm not going to say he's not playing, but I can't say he's definitely playing," and I just think that means he's playing. And I think it's exactly what KJ just said. He thinks that the best way to beat a Jose team is to give us the ball.
I said we keep the ball.
Yeah, sorry, you keep the ball. That is definitely not the best way. That is what Jose wants. If you give us the ball, then we're going to have problems, isn't it? We're going to be like, what do we do? If you take the ball and you like press up high up the pitch, and then we're like back in banks of 4, and then we've just got Son over the top. Like,
that's why I said Eric Bailly, bro. Because Eric Bailly will cover
Bailly can't keep up with Son, even though he's fast.
No, he's fast. He's fast, man.
Oh, hey, listen, that's Eric Bailly, bro. It's all good.
No, but that's what I think anyway. I think we'll do you on the counter. Simple as.
There we go. Saeed, what you saying, mate? What's your score prediction for Sunday?
Yo, it's looking a bit sticky with me. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I want to be confident. You know what I mean? I want to back the team. Want to back whoever's playing, but I just look at the for me, Lindelof starting, mate. I can't be having that, man. I really can't be having that. My man's he's a Calvin Klein model, man. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling that anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's got to be Bailly starting, man. And for me, again, like I said to you, Højbjerg, if Paul Pogba's playing in a 4-3-2-1 and he's in a midfield pivot, it's catastrophe for me. It really is, man. I want to see Fred starting. I want to see Bruno, and I want to see Van der Beek. I want to see energy in that midfield to match Sissoko's energy, to match with Højbjerg's energy. For me, the midfield battle is going to be the key for me. It's going to be for me. That's why the game's going to be won or lost for me. That midfield battle. Who's going to be press resistant? Who's going to keep the ball well? Who's going to hold it when we need to? And with Harry Kane up front, I think we've got the qualities, but I'm just looking at Martial's got any goals this season. You know what I mean? Is he looking a bit isolated up front? I'm not too sure. I'm going to go for 2-2, mate. I think Man United of old, I think we would win this game, but I'm looking at the last couple of games. I think we won last season. Tottenham won the season before that. I think we won 1-0. I think Mkhitaryan got a goal. Martial got 1-0 here and there. So it's not been for the last 4 or 5 years. It's not been, you know, it's 5 margins if you call it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with 2-2, man. And I feel like Man United, you know what? As much as we can talk about, we should be winning 3 points. I think that's where we are, man. I think where we are. We get a draw against Tottenham, we'll move on.
There we go. Fuad, what you saying? What's your predictions, mate?
As I said earlier, I think it'll be a tight game. I think Spurs are tired. United lacking form. For me, I think this talk of United possibly keeping a clean sheet, scrap that. And even for Spurs, to be honest, I think even though it's a tight game, it'll be a game of who makes more mistakes, to be honest. That's what I think. I think the centre-back area, especially for both teams, you look at it, is arguably both teams' weak points. And then their forward line are both their strengths, essentially. So it's, for me, whoever makes the least mistakes is going to win. And I trust, essentially, Jose more than I would Oli. Even though I know Oli gets up for these games, I think his kind of little effect is starting to wear off in them big games. I think Bruno Fernandes, the new buzz and effect he's had is starting to wear off, even though he got the winning penalty, obviously, last game. But I think, I don't know, United now will need to find something else to kick them up that level again. I don't think they'll have it in our locker to beat us, and I don't think we're kind of got the legs to beat them.
So score prediction?
1-1, sorry.
1-1. No, that's a good analysis, mate. Appreciate that. Man like Neeks, obviously Neek Sports back in action as well, now reinstated to the world.
Yeah, they tried to lock me. I'm sure one of them Spurs fans tried to lock my channel down. You know?
There you go. What you predicting, bro?
I said earlier, I'll go 3-1, but I think that relies on, I think Bailly has to start. If Bailly doesn't start, it's going to be a very, very tough game because Lindelof and Maguire is a partnership. There's too many holes. One, Lindelof isn't physical enough. You're going to have to deal with Harry Kane, and he hasn't got the pace enough to deal with whichever two wingers they decide to play, or inside forwards, whatever you want to call them. So I think Bailly and Maguire, for me, is our best partnership. He has to start. I would actually drop Paul Pogba for this game. I will go with Bruno and either Matic or Fred. It's up to Ollie to choose. I don't have a massive issue either. If you're going to go with Bruno, you can probably go with Matic because Bruno has the energy that kind of Fred has. I know he's not as defensive minded, but he can defend as a midfielder and go with Van der Beek in the number 10. He's looked so good and bright since he's come. I think he deserves to actually start this game. Pogba hasn't looked great. I know he came off the bench in the Carabao Cup and looked decent, but he's yet to prove that he's fully match fit to dominate a game. So I would start with them and bring Pogba off the bench if necessary. Well, bring him off the bench anyway, but if necessary, if we have to chase the game like we did at White Hart Lane first game after lockdown, and he came on, pushing further up, changed the game, and they can't handle him. That defense won't be able to handle Pogba in that number 10 position, give him 30 minutes at the end of the game. So I'm going to go 3-1.
Fair play. And Maya, save the best to last. Give us your predictions, please.
I think this game largely depends on a couple of things. First one being whether Son starts, and second one being whether Bailly or Lindelof starts, whoever it is. I feel like United will come out and press, try and play the ball, play attacking football. I feel like Tottenham will sit. And I feel like if Son does start and Lindelof starts, I feel like Tottenham could catch United on the counter because they are pressing high. And I feel like Tottenham will nick the win. That's about my boys. I think it'll be 2-1. I think it'll be quite a tight game, a good game. But I think that United's goal will come from a pen, and it will be Bruno Fernandes.
Come on now, Fernandes.
I hope it's after full time as well, just so Jose can drag him out of the dressing room and say, "Listen, we got a VAR check. Watch this penalty."
Can you imagine? I hear that. My score prediction. I'm going with 2-1 United. I'm going to back us to do it and get it done. I think like everyone said, it's going to be a tight game. It's an interesting one to know who to pick. Sometimes there's football is like the best script. Like Hollywood could only dream of writing scripts that football does, and it's done organically. I think you're going to either see one of. I'd love it to be both. But the Rashford, Martials, maybe even Pogba, these players, just because of the Jose Mourinho thing, I would love, a Martial brace. It would just be poetic and beautiful, and a kind of sort of sting in the towel for Jose. Maybe Paul Pogba, then he goes and dances in front of him. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. Just something along them lines, mate. Like, I'd love to see something like that happen, just for the banter, really, and just for the socials. But no, I'm going to back Man United. We have a great record in these big games. Regardless, I think it's so imperative to win as well, because when you lose before an international break, it's painful. We might not be signing anybody else as well. So to lose, go into an international break and not sign anybody is absolutely unthinkable. It is. Man United have to win. Tottenham and their fans are used to losing, so losing another game now, no disrespect. It's okay, cool. It's like Watford Ducks back. For us, too much pain, man. Can't take it anymore. We had a few super chats to go through here that I missed and wanted to go through. A few people here, Ben, very much complimenting Maya. We won't read it out too much because it might be a bit of a simp thing. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like it's like the person's just not been listening, just staring at you for like.
Listen, Terry, the chat was a madness when Maya and what's her name?
Mel.
What's her name? Oh, was it Mel? I don't even know. Yeah, the chat was a madness. It was crazy.
I thought you would be. I thought I'd read it out to you. There's another one here from Mike who says, if you don't let Bruno take penalties, he'll have no use. Fair enough. If that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. Christopher says it's going to be 3-2 to Manchester United, with the winning goal being caused by Dyer having another break. Bring Bruno. Okay, we've already seen that one there. Comment here from Prem Prodigy that says Mane is supposedly tested positive for COVID-19.
Official.
Fingers crossed. It's like every other footballer that's been diagnosed with it. They're completely asymptomatic, and then they don't even know they've got it. That seems to be. I keep seeing these like people getting it, and I hope they're not ill. It's like, pray for celebrities as well. Like, I don't know, pray for this guy. Like Donald Trump supposedly got it. It's like, you do realize he's probably not ill. Like he's cool. He's asymptomatic, but yeah, get well soon and all that jazz. A comment here from Mr. Singh says, I'm a Man United fan, but our board let Jose down after he finished second.
I saw that.
That's delusional when you say Jose relies on individual performances.
I agree with that as well.
Jerome here, a comment just come through. Jerome's our resident biggest Tottenham fan. Josh used to be the biggest, and now he comes on the show and he don't do anything else now other than just come on. Now he's proper. But he says Man United 1-0 because Dyer had to take a crap. All jokes aside, I hope for a draw.
Okay.
Why are you hoping for a draw, bro?
He's a bit pessimistic.
We haven't got a good record, have we, up there? That's what
Jerome hates Jose as well. Like, I think it's not winning games, and maybe Jose would be gone a little bit sooner. But listen, I appreciate you all coming on, having your say. Let everyone know where they can find you all. Maya, let everyone know where they can find you on socials, on the internet. You have a blog as well, is that right? Like a blog.
Yeah. So I've got 2 Twitter accounts. One Maya Graham, one Maya M Graham. The other one's a little bit more professional. And then I've got a blog too where I just chat loads of shit about football, really. So yeah, give me a follow.
There we go. Fuad, let everyone know where they can find you at, bro.
At Stoppage Time TV, that's our podcast, me and 2 of my boys, and at Fuad Kadani on all social media platforms.
Sweet. Now, Josh, do you, aside from your Twitter handle that said, are you doing anything yourself on socials now, or are you just?
No, that this is it basically. Like that's my Twitter just down there.
Plug, that's what I mean. Like, KJ, what you got to plug, KJ?
Football Terrace clips. That's what I got to plug. You know
I know my 50% partner in our secondary channel.
Everyone, go over there now. There's a video of Igal, your favorite Arsenal fan, and Sonny just having it out.
If you haven't seen that from last night, it was a madness, bro. Go check that out now. And I would like to say this about the Football Terrace. We give equity to people that we partner in. Just a little message to other YouTubers. You can't just keep having people on forever and ever and ever in a day. You have to offer some equity at some point. That's how winning is done. Say everyone where they can find you, bro.
Sending shots already.
No one. Why? Because you lose good people. You lose good people. That's what happens. Why do you want to lose good people? You know what I mean?
So happens you move on in life, and that's what it is, man. You move on in life. But yeah, man, United Central on YouTube. Yeah, man, you can go find me on there. And yeah, man, that's all I got to say, man. Thanks for having me on, man. Big up the Football Terrace.
Not a problem at all, mate. Neeks, let everyone know where they can find you now that you've been reinstated to the world.
Yeah, Neeks Sports on all the socials. Neeks Kwame, that's my personal Twitter. All trolls get blocked. No, I don't. Actually, I don't block no one. I don't block anyone. I like you all. Some of you anyway.
SS, you spelt the name wrong, but it's all good. Do you know what I mean?
Well, just address the people in the comments. No, I was not going to plug an OnlyFans because I don't have an OnlyFans.
I can plug mine if you want. Yeah.
You want me to behave in the comments.
I'm so old, right? For about a year, I heard people talk about these like fan only or only fan accounts, and I didn't really know what they were. And then I had a look, and I was like, "Wow, some of these women are making like
trust me,
so much money."
You gotta respect the grind, man. You gotta respect the grind, innit?
So he's smiling because he's subscribed to a few.
They've taken that money from Zayn. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Original Base Annie says, "Big up the guys at Stoppage Time." Hey. There we go. Original Base Annie gets a. Do you know what? You are such a flirt, Original Base Annie. I see you on so many other channels. Revenge me, bro. Flirt, I know. It's still like Lincoln, my moderator. I see him do a super chat on someone else's channel. Never done one on mine. Pissed, bro. Like, what are you doing? Giving it out to others, not me.
Maya, because Michael shows Maya Graham XXX.
Oh,
that could be your name of your OnlyFans, isn't it?
No.
Very cool. On this show again.
If I started a fan only, I'd
fan only.
I'm so old, man. I'm proper old. I'm like one of those kind of my face people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I know. I feel like I turn TV on sometimes. There's a singer on there, and I recognize a song, but I have no idea who they are when I see them. I'm like, wow, that's how you get old when you don't know who these kids are singing.
I think Daniel Levy started the OnlyFans. That's how he's affording all these bloody signings.
Some people like the bald.
Only right.
They like the bald thing. Listen, everyone who's tuning in, thank you. Take care. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.